Oh, good morning. Oh, lovely people. The Fellowship of the Clouds. I'm not feeling the greatest, and I'm not feeling the worst. I'm gonna read from Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff. But if you didn't know, I did post yesterday in the community for the YouTube channel. I mean, I shared on X and Facebook and stuff about it too, but I posted in the community. Several of y'all reached out, and I really appreciate your support. So I have a toe that started looking. It got red and purplish looking over the past weekend. Because on Christmas, I almost had somebody maybe take me to the emergency room on Christmas, and I didn't. I ended up, spending most of the day Christmas laying in bed and doing much of nothing. And I just kept an eye on my toe. And then yesterday, when I took the Band-Aid off the toe, it was looking pretty gnarly. And so I did go to the emergency room yesterday. And at first, they had said they were going to let me go, and then they came back. They did an X-ray on the toe to see if there was any infection, maybe in the bone, and then I think they got this dressing on my toe a little too tight, but I don't want to mess with it until anyway. So it turned out that the radiologist believes there's infection in the bone, and so the doctor came back and said he wanted to talk to the general surgeon because the general surgeon might want me to stay the night, and it turned out the general surgeon said no. Since I wasn't running a fever, it didn't seem like the infection was making me sick, that it'd be safe to go ahead and go home. And so I got a call here shortly and get an appointment, and I don't know if that appointment will be today or tomorrow. They said the guy said he should be able to see me before the end of the weekend, or before the weekend, which today's Thursday and tomorrow's Friday, so it's got to be one of these 2 days, I guess. I guess he wants me to come in and he's going to look at the toe and then discuss with me what's got to happen, which I was told I'll probably I have to accept the idea that my toe is going to have to be removed. At least, I don't know if the whole thing is going to be removed or just part of it or what, but I'll know once I see the doctor. So I'm just glad that my frame of mind was in a little better headspace yesterday than it had been on Christmas Day. And on Tuesday, I had been going through a little bit of depression, and I think some of that depression, I think I said yesterday, was just due to I'd been sick last week and I was nursing a cold, so I was taking a lot of nighttime medicine, extra melatonin, drinking chamomile tea. I was putting a lot in my system to help me be relaxed and hopefully sleep even more. And I think, and then, once I got through the main part of the cold, it seemed like it kind of rolled over into my mental place, and I just wasn't in a good headspace. But yesterday, I was on the path to having a better headspace, and I was up and doing things. I washed some dishes, swept and mopped a little bit. Now, this was, of course, before I looked at my toe and took the Band-Aid off. I was going to take a shower, and then when I seen my toe, I was like, I better get somebody to take me to the hospital. And so I did. So I'll keep y'all informed on that as we move along. After I get this video made, I'll be starting to upload it, and then I'll be making my phone calls. So this is Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. Number 42, spend a moment every day thinking of someone to love. Earlier in this book, I introduced the idea of spending a moment each day thinking of someone to thank. Another excellent source of gratitude and inner peace is to spend a moment every day thinking of someone to love. Remember the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. The love equivalent might read, thinking of someone to love each day keeps your resentment away. I started consciously choosing to think of people to love when I realized how often I could get caught up in thinking about the opposite, people who irritate me. My mind would focus on negative or strange behavior, and within seconds I was filled with negativity. Once I made the conscious decision, however, to spend a moment each morning thinking of someone to love, my attention was redirected toward the positive, not only toward that one person, but in general throughout the day. Makes sense. You know, what you put out is what you get back. So, I'm a firm believer in that. I don't mean to suggest that I never get irritated anymore. But without question, it happens much less frequently than it used to. I credit this exercise with much of my improvement. Every morning when I wake up, I close my eyes and take a few deep breaths. Then I ask myself the question, who shall I send love to today? Instantly, a picture of someone will pop into my mind, a family member, a friend, someone I work with, a neighbor, someone from my past, even a stranger that I may have seen on the street. To me, it doesn't really matter who it is because the idea is to gear my mind toward love. Once the person to whom I'm directing the love is clear, I simply wish them a day filled with love. I might say to myself something like, I hope you have a wonderful day filled with love and kindness. When I'm finished, which is within seconds, I usually feel that my heart is ready to begin my day. In some mystical way that I can't explain, those few seconds stick with me for many hours. If you give this little exercise a try, I think you'll find that your day is a little more peaceful. I'll start today by just sending every single one of you that is watching from the bottom of my heart some love. And if I thought about somebody I personally know, I guess I could send love to my sister and other family members. But at this moment, like I said, I'm sending love out towards everybody watching this video. So, I don't know. I'm tearing up a little bit. I'm a little emotional, but yesterday was at first it was a little emotional in the morning when I talked to my friend and I was telling him how I'd been depressed. And then it ran into me feeling good and doing things around the house. And then finding out, that I needed to get to the hospital. But I'm grateful I didn't have to stay the night. I don't know. Part of me thinks, well, maybe they should have just kept me and went ahead and maybe today we'd be in the process of getting the toe already removed. I don't know. But there's a lot that goes with that because I'll have to rely on my neighbor Betty again to help me change the dressing on my toe and stuff. And that's something I should be able to do mostly myself. But, right after it gets done, it'd probably be easier for someone, like if she can come over once a day and change the dressing out for me and all that kind of stuff. And, I told her I hate that I had to maybe rely on that or on her for that. But, she has a brother that last year he had a toe have to come off. And now, thank God mine wasn't quite as bad yet. When he went to the hospital, they ended up keeping him, and then he was in the hospital for a week on intravenous IV antibiotics. Like they had to get that infection really cleared up before taking the toe off. But his toe had already turned black and nasty, and so mine. But I'm looking at basically what I was taught that I was told what the general surgeon said was the reality is that I'll still have to have the toe removed. It's just that I wasn't, like I said, running a fever. I wasn't showing signs of sickness. So that means the infection is contained somewhat, just probably into the toe. And so, but if they suspect that it's in the bone, so that means actual removal because you don't want it spreading up any further into my leg and stuff. So I will just see how things go. Now, you know me, even when I'm going through some hard times, I'll still be making videos. Now, during the actual time that it comes down to being in the hospital and all that, I think that's something I'll be able to go in, get done, and come home that same day is what I'm thinking. That's what it seemed like we're looking at. And I won't know till I call and set up the appointment and get down there for the general surgeon to actually look at the toe and then discuss with me what day he wants to set it up for me to come in and have it done. And so, going forward, I may have to slow down just a little bit, but it's not like I've been doing a whole lot. Making 1 or 2 videos a day is not that hard, even if I have a toe that, I'm recovering from that because I can read out of a book. This might give me some time to contemplate on getting really into my toys and stuff, while I'm recuperating, while I can't move around as well. I'm going to have to hopefully maybe have somebody walk my big dog, Lady Bird, for me some during the time right after my toe is removed. I mean, I'll be able to move around. Robert, Betty's brother, was able to move around and stuff. Like he had his toe when he had the toe removed, and when he first got home, he was able to move around in the house fairly well and stuff. He just had to be careful. You have to make sure you don't bump your foot into something, and when you're sitting down or laying down, you want to try to elevate your foot up and all that kind of stuff. So it'll just be one of those deals where I'll adjust and get used to it. And really the best thing I can do is just be praying. And you could pray for me if you do believe in prayer, and just send some positive vibes my way. I'll send them your way. I'm going to do my best to keep my head up and stay positive. And let's just see what happens. And I thank y'all for watching. Until next time, Mr. Gray Cloud, Sage of the Eternal Moment over and out. Oh,